Hello, guys. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Hello, guys. I am waiting for you. Okay, I'm waiting. I hope, well, to see you today. I don't know how many people will show up. I don't know. I have no idea. Nevertheless, I'll be here. I will wait for 5 minutes, then I will start the session. Okay, guys, let's wait a little bit for more attendees. Waiting for others to join the session. I'm a little bit worried about this because, you know, I hope at least 5 or 10 people in the session. Let's wait a little bit more, please. Well, I'm worried nobody has showed up. Well, I'll be here. Well, okay. I am here to start today's session. Um, Unfortunately, nobody showed up to the session. My apprentices didn't show up for today's session. Well, Nevertheless, I'm gonna explain the two evidences required for today or for this week. Okay. Today we are going to work on two evidences which are called chronicle, chronica, and video, tourist attractions video, un video sobre un lugar turístico. Okay. Let me share. I'm gonna share the learning guide for today. I I want to show you what we are going to do. So let's see this the number, the name, the code, and the name of this evidence is Evidencia Guía 2, Chronicle, Crónica. What is this evidence about? You must choose an iconic character or a famous person from Colombia, from the world, from your community, from your city, from your country, well, from wherever you want, okay? A famous person, and you must talk about this person. Give us information and date, okay? Information and date. Información, datos y fechas sobre las actividades que hizo esta persona y las fechas en que hizo esas actividades, okay? It's a chronicle is about one page, no more, 200 or 500 words, entre 200 y 500 palabras, okay? Then you are required to do this evidence, which is called presentation. This presentation is actually is a video, okay? It's a video. You are required to write, to design, to record a video telling us about a tourist attraction from your country, from the world, from your community, from your city, from, well, any kind of tourist attraction. ¿Ok? Vamos a hacer un video sobre un sitio turístico aquí. ¿Ok? El video debe durar entre 1 y 2 minutos. ¿Ok? You can use any software to record your video, any software or any appliance to record your video, okay? You can use your cell phone camera, you can use camera, regular camera, you can use the computer camera or any kind of camera that allows you to record a good video, okay? Another option is with this video, you can use uh, you can use slides, PowerPoint presentations. Okay, you can use a PowerPoint presentation. You can use slides and record your voice describing each of the slides, describing the pictures, describing the landscape. Okay? So that is what you are required to do. Grabar un video de 1 a 2 minutos sobre un sitio turístico, grabado con cualquier cámara que pueda, me permita a mí verla, visualizar la evidencia aquí en mi computador. Y la otra evidencia es la crónica. Vamos a escribir una página con fotos, con imágenes, con datos sobre un personaje famoso, una crónica. ¿Ok? Okay, guys. So I am going to show you the two uh, the two the two lesson plans, the two plans for today. Okay, I'm going to share them to share them with you. So let me see. This is the Chronicle. Okay, I want to share the first program, class program with you, which is about the Chronicle. Okay, here we are going to see um like the guidance for this Chronicle. Okay, this is the like the template for the Chronicle, and here it says choose a character, an iconic character from your country, from all over the world, from your city, from your neighborhood, from your community, any person, okay? And tell us a little bit about, well, not a little bit, but tell us things with detail, with data about these characters, okay? Debemos utilizar aquí datos y fechas para hablar de los personajes, okay? So, I chose two main characters for this um, chronicle. I chose two famous people in the world, which is Frida Kahlo, the first person. Frida Kahlo is a very famous painter and artist. And the second person I chose for the chronicle is our Nobel Prize Garcia Marquez. Okay? So you can choose just one character. Debes escoger solo una persona. Yo te voy a mostrar estas dos porque estas aquí hacen una crónica de cada uno de los dos personajes. ¿Ok? Well, I hope you have any questions. I hope you have some questions about this, but unfortunately, you didn't appear, you didn't show up for the session. So I'm gonna keep recording the video and I will post the video as soon as I finish, okay? And I will send it to your um, spoken persons, spoken persons, in your program. Well, so I want to start sharing the video about Frida Kahlo. Please pay attention to the connection between facts and date, ¿ok? Ojo con eso. Vamos a tener cuidado, tener muy en cuenta la relación que existe entre los hechos que van a mencionar de las personas con las fechas en que esa persona realizó esos hechos. Okay? So let's start watching the first video. Okay? I want to show this is a very good video. Let me see. This is propaganda. This is propaganda. Well, we, well, there is no option to quit this propaganda because I am using this YouTube for free. Well, this is like a famous saying by Frida Kahlo. Feet, what do I need you for when I have wings to fly? Wow, this is a very meaningful and sensible sentence about Frida Kahlo's life, you know? Es una frase muy importante de Frida Kahlo. Bueno, vamos a escuchar y a ver el video dura 4 minutos. Yo me voy a desconectar un poco. Voy a cerrar el audio de la sesión para que ustedes puedan escuchar mejor el video. De todos modos, yo les voy a compartir el video, el audio del video, el link del video, perdónenme. El link del video se lo voy a compartir por aquí por el chat. ¿Ok? Y también se los voy a compartir a los voceros de sus fichas para que puedan ustedes ver después el video. ¿Ok? Well, I'll be right back. Ya regreso cuando el video se termine.
Frida Kahlo was on her way home from school in Mexico City in a streetcar. She suffered near fatal injuries to her spine, pelvis, and hips, and was bedridden for months afterward. According to her own singular vision, herself as the creator and muse behind extraordinary art. Though you may have met Kahlo's gaze before, painted friends and family, still lives and spiritual scenes, but it was her mesmerizing self-portraits which first caught the world's work. Self-portrait. The focus is on her strong facial hair. But Kahlo soon began to present herself in more unusual ways. For example, the broken collar to reveal her physical and mental state.
You see in this part of the video, there is a connection between 1928 and Kahlo started dating fellow painter Diego Rivera. Okay, so look that this is part of the chronicle. You know, the connection between dates and facts, okay, and activities and moments and things she did, things she performed, things she accomplished. You know, that is the most important feature of these chronicles. Let's keep watching the video.
Kahlo started dating, became lifelong partners, and cultivated an eccentric celebrity. They traveled the world and dedicated themselves to art, communist politics, and Mexican nationalism. Kahlo and Rivera shared a deep affinity with Mexicanidad, a movement which celebrated indigenous culture after the revolution. Dress and immersed herself in native spirituality. And in her work, she constantly referenced Mexican folk painting in colors and references to death, religion, and nature. With her imagery of giant floating flowers, undulating landscapes, transplanted body parts, and billowing clouds of demons, Kahlo has often been associated with surrealism. But while surrealists use dreamlike images to explore the unconscious mind, Kahlo used them to represent her physical body and life experiences. Two of her most explored experiences were her physical disabilities and her marriage. As a result of the bus accident, she experienced lifelong health complications and endured many hospitalizations. She often contemplated the physical and psychological effects of disability in her work, painting objects such as back brace and wheelchair. Meanwhile, her relationship with Rivera was tempestuous, marked by infidelity. They even divorced, then remarried a year later. During this period, she painted the anguish of loss and a splintered sense of self. The Frida to the left has a broken heart, which drips blood onto her old-fashioned Victorian dress. She symbolizes a version of the artist who is wounded by the past, but is also connected by an artery to a second self. This Frida is dressed in Tijuana attire, and although she remembers Diego with the tiny portrait in her hand, her heart remains intact. Together, the two suggest a position caught between past and present, individuality and dependency. Kahlo died in 19.
You see more dates here. Carlo died in 1954 at the age of 47. You know, that's more connection.
1954, at the age of years after her death, she experienced a surge in popularity that has lasted to this day. And although her image has proliferated, Kahlo's body of work reminds us that there are no simple truths behind the icon. Rather, she put multiple versions of her reality on display and provided us with a few entryways. Keep learning about inspiring.
I'm so sorry. I am talking by myself. I want to share with the link for Garcia Marquez video as well for you to watch the video when you are at home. Okay? You have the possibility to work with this. You have the possibility to work with these okay, with these videos after watching the session. Okay. Well, guys, let me show you the video about Garcia Marquez. I want to share the video with you, guys. It's an interesting one. So, okay. The video is 4 minutes and 23 seconds long. So we will have the possibility to watch the video, okay, here during the session, but also you will have the possibility to watch the video by yourself at home. Okay? Okay, go. Let's go and watch the video and listen to what they say about Garcia Marquez and the connection between dates and facts and moments and situations and well, things he did, things he accomplished during his life. Okay, go ahead.
An author written, he was quoted as saying, "What matters in life is not what happens to you." The Harry Ransom Center's latest exhibit, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, The Making of a Global Writer, is a testament to the life of one of the most influential writers of the 20th century and how the world remembers him. The bilingual exhibit opened in February and is the first ever major display of Garcia Marquez's works and features around 300 items that span the writer's career. The exhibit takes visitors through his life, from his humble beginnings in Colombia to the pinnacle moment when he received the Nobel Prize on stage in Sweden. Among the items are manuscripts of some of Garcia Marquez's most famous works, such as 100 Years of Solitude and Love in the Time of Cholera, personal letters from world leaders like US President Jimmy Carter and celebrities such as Shakira, and photographs and more. The Ransom Center acquired Garcia Marquez's archives in 2014, soon after he died at 87 years old. Here, his work joins that of some of his literary idols, such as William Faulkner, Ernest Hemingway, and Virginia Woolf.
Having Garcia Marquez's archives in this campus is for the community of readers, not just Latin American readers, but for global readers, is a treat. It's a gem. He was the most important writer, or one of the most important writers of the 20th century. He published a book that immediately became a bestseller and at the same time was valued as a great literary piece, which is nothing that happens usually. It was a phenomenon hardly ever seen before or after.
On one wall of the exhibit, Garcia Marquez is quoted as saying, "In the early years of my childhood, I was someone who had a world of his own, which is the one that has nurtured the rest of my work." First, visitors are taken through Garcia Marquez's childhood growing up in Aracataca, Colombia, where he was raised by his maternal grandparents until he was 8. It then goes on to his young adult years, when he worked as a journalist and got his start publishing short stories. For years, he moved around Europe, Venezuela, and the United States. Then in 1961, he moved to Mexico City with his wife and collaborator, Mercedes Barcha Pardo, and their 2 sons. 6 years later, he published 100 Years of Solitude, the story of the rise and fall of the mythical town of Macondo through the history of the Buendia family. The novel went on to sell over 45 million copies and solidified Garcia Marquez's name as a literary classic.
Classics are classics because, among other things, are not only loved by people, but they're also criticized by people. So they are passed on from one generation to another. We use classics to make sense of things that happen to us on an everyday basis, or measure historical events, or even to name planets. So last year, in December 2019, the International Astronomy Association actually decided to name one star, which is 91 light years away from Earth, after Macondo, which is the village at the center of 100 of Solitude. Right? So this is what classics do.
The exhibit, which runs until July 19th, nears a close with Garcia Marquez's Nobel Prize in Literature in 1982. He was the first Colombian and fourth Latin American to receive the honor. He often used his position as a famed author for political and cultural memes. He wrote about Latin American politics, created a film school in Cuba, and founded what is now called the Gabo Foundation, which trains journalists in Latin America. At the height of his career, Garcia Marquez had befriended and met with world leaders, including Cuba's Fidel Castro, US President Bill Clinton, and artists like Francis Ford Coppola and Akira Kurosawa. His works still resonate today. They are referenced in popular culture, taught in classrooms, and as of last year, Netflix announced it will adapt 100 Years of Solitude into a series. He left behind numerous legacies, from his family, who he remained close to throughout his career, to his literary influence on generations of writers to come, to his impact on politics and human rights.
His literary legacy is huge. There's no doubt about him.
Okay, guys. Well, so that was the second video about, well, the first about Garcia Marquez, and the other one was about Frida Kahlo. Okay, so, well, we have these two examples of how to talk about a famous and iconic character. Okay, estos son dos ejemplos de cómo hablar de un personaje famoso. Okay, guys, so we have the possibility to tell the story of any characters, any character about Garcia Marquez, Frida Kahlo, about Ernest Hemingway, about, well, about famous singers like Michael Jackson, like, well, you know, or writers like Hemingway, like Pablo Neruda, or painters like Picasso, or well, there are Pelé in soccer world. There are a lot of people, a lot of famous people to talk about. Okay, so you are free to choose any character to write about that person. So choose the person and write one page for that person that is called the chronicle. Okay, guys? This is the first part of the session. Now, I want to move to our second evidence, because we are going to talk about two evidences in this session. The second part is the tourist attraction. So in this part, you are required to choose a, an interesting place. Okay, so you can choose um a place near your house, in your community, in your neighborhood, in your farm or ranch, or in your country, in your city, or even in the world. Okay, one. You can choose one place to talk about. And you are required to record a video about this place, 1 minute to 2 minutes long video, okay, about any interesting tourist attraction. Let me put this part bigger. This will allow you to read better the assignment. Guys, let me do this. Wait a second. So you will have the possibility to do this and to read better. Okay, wait a second. Here you are. So they say, well, de acuerdo con la temática, well, el tercer nivel, inglés, y en formato de video de un lugar turístico de su región por medio de un corto video, activando su cámara web. Okay? So you are required to record a video, well, with your cell phone camera, with your computer camera, well, any technological help, any technological appliance you can use to record the video. It's just a famous place, an interesting place near your house, or in your country, or in your city. Well, it can be, well, anything you decide to show in your video. Okay, it's just a 1 or 2 minute video telling us about a famous place. Okay, I want to share with you one short video. I think it's this one, about describing places. So in this video, you are going to watch and to hear to listen to a lot of vocabulary, adjectives, well, a lot of expressions used to describe a place. Okay? So these videos, I'm going to share three videos with you today. Well, we are going to watch two. For this session, we are going to watch just two videos, but I can share all the three links for the videos for this second part of the session about talking about different places, talking about places they describe. Okay. This is the other one. This is the first one. Let me see. There are more videos here. Wait a second. Here, and there is another one here, which is very important. This video will teach us a lot of vocabulary for our assignment. Okay. I'm going to show, well, I will share these two links for the videos. We are going to watch them and see what they show us, what they teach us, that will um, help us to design, to record our own videos as well. Okay, here we are going to learn a lot of vocabulary, a lot of expressions that will help us to design and record our video. So I will share the two videos with you. Let me this one first. Okay, let me let me choose this one. My goodness, now wait a second. Oh my god, my goodness, wait a second. Let me go back to the video. Let me, I'm trying to copy the link for the video and see if I can place it, paste it here. Okay, here we are. This is the video. Okay, so we will have two videos here to share with you. I will have two videos. So I'm gonna share the first one, guys, and then we will have a look to the second one. Very brief, fast to listen to what they say. The first one is very short, it's 1 minute. The video is something more or less what I want you to do about your place, okay? About the place you describe. So here we are.
That's a great idea. Where do you want to go, Jane?
I want to go somewhere fun and cosmopolitan. I want to experience its real culture.
That sounds okay, but I think I prefer somewhere more relaxing. I'd like to go somewhere with beautiful scenery, somewhere with mountains and lakes. There are too many tourists and too much pollution in cities.
I'd prefer to go somewhere a little more historical. It would be good to visit some castles or some places where major battles took place in the past.
I'm not that interested in history. Places like that would be boring for me. Going to a city would be much more interesting.
But it will be so crowded and busy. I want to relax, not worry about traffic and crowds. We should go somewhere with lots of nature.
But those kinds of areas feel a little cut off, and they don't have modern conveniences like good Wi-Fi connections.
A beach holiday. We can rent a place on the beach and drive into the city or to nearby historical sites.
That sounds like a good compromise.
I will turn my microphone off, guys, to let you listen and watch the video better.
That you can use to describe word to describe other things. You could say a person looks serene. And so I just want you to know that, yes, these adjectives are very useful. You can use them to describe different places, different things. I just want to give you something to associate each word with. So the next word that I have for you is stunning. And if you are describing something you see, the landscape as stunning, it means it's extremely beautiful. So this word is often used with the word view, and you might talk about a stunning view. I could say that if you go to Yosemite National Park, there are so many stunning views, and this is true. I would highly recommend you visit Yosemite if you ever travel to the US. And if you are somebody who would like to have a stunning vocabulary, then please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that I can become your teacher. My name is Wes, and the channel is Interactive English, and that's what it's all about, just trying to help you practice and improve your English skills. The next adjective that I have for you is picturesque. This means that something is visually attractive. So that suffix on the end there, that ESQUE, it means like or resembling. So in this case, it's like you're saying something looks like or resembles a picture or a painting. And I could say the view from the mountaintop was picturesque. It looked like it belonged maybe on a postcard. The next adjective is desolate. Desolate, if you're describing a place as desolate, it means empty and not attractive. And this definitely has more of a negative connotation. So I might think of it's very empty. It's not a place that I want to spend a lot of time. So I could describe it as desolate. Or I could say, after the fire, the forest looked desolate and lifeless. It was empty. We have the word unspoiled. This is a great word. Now spoiled means something is ruined, so that has a negative connotation. So unspoiled has a positive connotation, and you're saying that something is beautiful because it has not been damaged or ruined by people or development. And you could describe some land.
Okay, guys. Well, so that those two videos um, can help us to to get vocabulary, to get adjectives, to get words to describe the place we choose. Okay? So please have a look, watch those two videos for the tourist place and watch those two videos for the chronicle as well about Garcia Marquez and Frida Kahlo, or the videos about the tourist places, but well, for as a guide for you to record your own videos. Okay, guys? So those two evidences are required for this week. Okay, guys? I'll be around, so reach me anytime, with your spoken person, you know, with your vocero. He can reach me and talk to me about any difficulties you have with the evidences. Okay, guys? Have a nice day, the rest of the day, and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye. Thanks for attending this session. Bye.